Hello and welcome to Fortress, Alaska. I'm your host Dave, and today we're going to go over some snowblower basics. Now this is an Aaron snowblower. They make good snowblowers. I understand a lot of you may not live in places where you need snowblowers. Other of you may be moving to some place where you need a snowblower, or you may just be out on your own for the first time and need a snowblower. So we're going to go over some snowblower basics, and just give you some information, key information that you need to know if you're looking to get a snowblower. So hang on and let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is size. I have one of the largest snowblowers made. It's 30 inches wide and 21 inches tall. That's pretty much the max size you get for your standard residential snowblower. They are extremely heavy to move around. They do have powered wheels, which is a necessity. And remember, when you're doing it, let the engine and motor do the work. Don't you try to push it. I have an Aaron snowblower. I had an Aaron snowblower before this. That one was smaller and it lasted me 20 years. I had to sell it because I moved into a bigger house with a much bigger driveway. My current driveway is 4 car widths wide for 75 feet, then 1 car width for another 100 feet. So that's 175 feet of driveway. I needed a bigger snowblower to get it done in a decent amount of time. Size really makes a difference in how fast you can do it, not how much snow is out there. It's more about how fast you can do it. And that little one was just taking me too long to do the snow here, so I had to upsize to a bigger one. So you can see it's quite large and it does the job for me. Okay, one of the most important things you do is make sure before you run your snowblower that you're topped off with oil. Small engines burn oil. I don't care what anyone says, small engines burn oil. Now, I also like to note something about pollution. This engine in 1 hour of runtime puts out more pollution than my Chevy Suburban does in a week. So they're highly they pollute a lot. Anyways, besides the point. So find your dipstick, take it out, and check to be sure that you have a sufficient amount of oil, and I do. I'm good. I'm right near the top line. Usually there's 2 lines, a max and a min. You do not want to overfill, you do not want to underfill. Just stay between the max and min, and you're good. Engines like this should change the oil once every 50 hours, or as I do, like once a season. Okay, so let's go over some basic parts. This is the chute. Never stick your hand in the chute. That's where the snow comes flying out. That is also where there's a blade down there spinning to throw that snow out. Most new snow blowers come with a little tool like this. This is what you stick in the chute if it gets clogged up, never your hand. If you have an older snow blower or buy an older snow blower for someone who doesn't have one of these or it's missing, use a wooden dowel, a shovel handle, anything else but your hand, because this I can replace. My hand is a one-time deal. These are your augers. Your augers rotate to the center, and in the center then they push it back to the blade that throws out the chute. This is what's known as a 2-stage snowblower. A single stage only has that thrower that throws it out from the chute, or usually out from the front. They do not have the augers and then a separate blade back in the middle to throw it out the chute. Never stick your hands in here when the snowblower is operational. Once again, that's what this tool is for if it gets clogged up. Now, the other thing you want to check, everything is safe. I can do this with my hand. You want to make sure these are tight and not spinning on their own. If they spin on their own, they're not going to work. You have what are called shear bolts. The shear bolts are down here on either side. What they are designed for is should you hit a big rock, a twig, a stick, a child's toy, whatever that locks up this auger, it doesn't break your transmission or your engine, it breaks the shear bolt. Shear bolts are like $2 each. You keep a supply on hand, and when you need to, change out the shear bolt. I think in the last 5 years I had to replace 1 shear bolt, not a big deal. They also have Zerk fittings on them, and we'll show those up close in a minute. And that's where you put your grease to grease your auger, because these things spin pretty fast when it's rotating, so it does need to be well lubed and greased. The chute here moves. Now there's different ways. Chutes can work with cranks, or with mine it's just a handle and a swing. That's nice. You can also make the chute go up and down. So my driveway and my neighbor's driveway are close together, so sometimes I have to put rather low. Other times I can put it all the way up. The spring's not all that great. Then you have forward and reverse. Remember, you have 2 handles, one to make the auger spin, one to make the tires roll. Do not ever switch gears or change anything while you are moving. Stop and switch things. It's just the safest way to do it. Never switch gears while you're moving, not on most typical snowblowers. Then your usual fuel. I have both a pole start and electrical start, which are good and handy. I've never used the electrical start. This is one of the most important tools, because like I said, you gotta be able to keep that chute clean and dry so that it works. Okay, now for some close-up. This is a shear bolt, and this is the back side of the shear bolt. And if you can see it, it's dark in there. There's that shear bolt right there. And then there's what the shear bolt looks on the other end. That's what's going to break instead of your auger, your transmission, or your drive shafts, or something else. These are your Zert fittings, and those are how you grease your auger shafts. And that should probably be done seasonal too. I have a gravel driveway, so you might know there's some rocks and stuff that tear things up back in there. But you can see that back propeller there that throws the stuff out through the chute, as well as the front augers here. Okay, just a close-up of some controls that you typically find. This lever is what makes the wheels go. As you can see the little wheel marker, when you compress it down, the wheels go. Remember, never change gears when you're rolling. This handle here, when it's down, makes the auger and the propeller blade go, which throws the snow. So there's nothing to change when you're driving there, so it's either on or off. These are your gears, forward, reverse. Rabbit really should be just turtle plus. Snowblowers do not go fast. It's just faster, so it's turtle slow and turtle fast. And here's makes the chute go up and down. So that's that. This is for my heated handles. These are really nice, keep my hand warm so when I'm plowing the snow. This is the lever. Honestly, I prefer the type of lever. I prefer the hand crank over the lever, but in order to get the heated handles, I had to get the fancy lever, and well, I opted for the heated handles. Usually for starting an engine, you have a primer button. You just push that down twice and let it up, and that puts gas into it. You have a manual choke. Yeah, we still have manual chokes for snowblowers. And then your key to start the switch. You often will also have other controls down here. This adjusts how fast the whole thing goes. I can either keep it really slow. I put it on really slow when I'm going in and out of the garage so that I don't bang into a car when I don't want to, and then when I'm outside, run it on fast. Then you have another switch over here, which is meant to turn your gas on and off. I have never turned my gas off. I don't think it's needed. And then, of course, your gas tank. So that's it. I would like to note one particular other thing. So I always store my gasoline outside. I don't store gasoline in the garage. It's just not safe. I can just as easily store it outside, and it's safe out there. So there were some just quick snowblower basics. Once again, a couple of hints I will give you about snowblowers is don't get one bigger than you need. They are heavy. They take up a lot of room. I need one this big because of where I live. Otherwise, I would have a smaller one. Figure on you want to spend like an hour doing your driveway at most. So with this one, I can do my driveway in pretty much even the worst of snows in about an hour. With my old one, it could be out there 3 hours. So it makes a difference on size. So if you have a smaller driveway, smaller snowblower. Don't get the bigger one unless you need it. It's just more money, more to store. It's heavier to move around. You know, I have to move this in a truck. Can't just put this in the back of a car. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching Fortress Alaska. And like and subscribe. If you have any questions about snowblowers, let me know. I have links down below to my Facebook page and my Patreon account. And as always, have a good day and get out shooting.